Good morning, Mr. Ashokan. Thank you very much for your valuable time today and for joining us as our esteemed panelist at India M2M and IoT Forum. May I request you to briefly introduce yourself, a brief introduction about you and your association with Tata Teleservices, please.
Thank you, Shilpi, and thanks to M2M Paper also for organizing this event. I'm Anuj Ashokan. I am basically a technology person, and I am responsible as part of my current assignment with Tata Teleservices to build up the ecosystem for M2M. So I'm from technology team who evaluates vendors, evaluate technology, and see what is the best for our country as well as our company to take over M2M. And I am also associated with industry bodies like TSDSI as a chairman of the working group. I also chair the working group of TEC for automobile M2M vertical. I'm just trying to get everything together.
A lot is being said about M2M and IoT space, especially when you talk about Indian context. What is your take on it? And how do you think the industry is moving and what has it in store for the future?
As I said, if I need to summarize in one line, probably the similarity between India and IoT is the diversity, is the similarity. India is exactly rightly placed for making M2M solutions just because we know how to deal with the diversities. So our roads, for example, if I tell the roads of India, we have got Lamborghinis and also the bullock carts running on the same road, and similarly the same requirement is from M2M. So India is very strategically placed to address the challenges world over. If we could address the Indian challenge, certainly everything in the world will come inside that. But India is a typical ecosystem. You can't just adopt whatever is there globally for Indian market. Again, for example, if I say the traffic monitoring patterns, if you look at the global way how it is done using magnetic loop technology. So with a lot of assumptions that they are going to follow lane driving, they will be having space between the cars, which if you bring it to Indian scenario, it is not going to work because it's a completely chaotic road where you have bullock cars, you have auto rickshaws, cycles, pedestrians, and even the high-end luxury cars, all in a chaotic environment. Nobody is following lane driving. So that's where you have to understand Indian challenge separately, and you have to address that in a slightly different manner.
So you have already given us an insight about the M2M and IoT ecosystem in India. What potential do you think the sector holds for domestic as well as international players?
If I take about what is the opportunity for us, I would again take a national point of view and say that M2M or IoT is certainly a big opportunity for India. Opportunity, first of all, to take a leadership position because everything has just started off in global scenario also. So we are just probably a couple of years behind, but if we push hard, we can take over. And I would say it's an opportunity for us to contribute to the national GDP because this is something which is hot across. And it can also, it's an opportunity for us to nurture the entrepreneurs which are trying to get into this area, create more jobs, create skill sets. So completely it's an opportunity for India and we have to tap it.
Could you elaborate a little more about Tata Teleservices and its contribution as an organization to the M2M and IoT ecospace?
So TATA is an organization, it's Indian telecom service provider. The strength of Tata Teleservices is that it has very strong and it's a leader in enterprise segment. Most of the M2M solutions are going to be sold to enterprise. So that's one of the strengths. So and in Tata Teleservices, what we are trying to do is we have got technology. We are in all type of communication technology, right from Wi-Fi to broadbands to your lease lines to GSM, CDMA, 3G. So which is suited for M2M type of communication. It's going to be a heterogeneous network. So we are certainly looking at options to create platform to stitch everything together and be a service provider which can provide end-to-end service to the customer. So that's how we are looking at. So we are looking at partnering with device vendors, with application vendors, looking for investing in platforms, so that we build up a complete story together for M2M, just not be a connectivity provider. I think that's what we are trying to do.
What is the latest at TSDSI?
So TSDSI is an Indian standard body which has been recently formed with an objective to promote Indian requirements. So till today we have been adopting whatever was built in international bodies. So within TSDSI we are trying to understand what are Indian requirements. So we have shortlisted around 11 verticals and we are deep diving understanding the requirements from it. And probably what the next steps would be that we'll see, once we understand what we want, what India wants, then we'll see what are the technologies available. There are many technologies available. So we'll see if it addresses the requirements perfectly. We're not going to recreate anything. We probably look to adopt. If we think that it has to be retrofitted for India, then probably we would be making some changes and we'll park it in the global standards so that it has been considered there, the Indian requirements are considered. If there is something which has not been considered at all, like our Qualcomm friend said that Bluetooth and PLC is something which has not been considered. So it's an opportunity for India to create it and contribute to global standards. So that's what we are trying to do. So we have just started and hopefully we have the momentum, we'll take it to the next level.
You are here today at India M2M and IoT Forum. What do you think about the entire platform, and how important do you think platforms like these are for the industry?
It's absolutely very important because everything starts with awareness. So you're creating the awareness, you're taking the first step. So awareness will probably result into requirements. Requirements will probably result into demand and even standards. So you are the probably the sprout which is gonna trigger the M2M revolution in India. So you're taking right step. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ashokan, and we look forward to receiving you at India M2M and IoT Forum 2016.